Hello and welcome to Improve Your Self-Confidence. And I'm going to give you 5 simple tips and strategies to help you just get it going straight away, but also build it underneath. Now, the reason I'm sort of going is because I'm meant to be, I've been watching a video about how do I look more confident online? Because I actually am really confident in who I am and what I do, because I know I get really good results, and that's why I love my job. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Bianca Valletta, and I am an award-winning life coach, and I do so much more than just life coaching. I kind of focus on personal success, how you grow yourself so that in any setting, whether it's at home, in work, in relationships, you are the best version of yourself. And I do that by using not just coaching. I use NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming, that completely changes that subconscious sort of reasoning we have when we're like, I don't know why I keep doing this. That's what I'm about. I also use nutritional therapy and a bit of counseling and psychotherapy and lots of different sort of strategies to get you to where you are. So that's why I'm different. I'm very much looking at you making long-term changes, not setting a fix like, here's a goal, you have to achieve it. Nah, it's not like that, okay? Because all that's going to happen is if you could have achieved it on your own, you will have. Or if you are struggling, you go, I was under pressure to do something before and now I've got to do it. Coaching is very different. And hopefully if you watch more of the videos, you'll understand why. So I've made a few notes because I was thinking, you know what? So many of my clients, that's the biggest thing that they come in saying. I want to be more confident. I just want to believe in myself, blah, 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 about, different situations. And what is they're actually really saying, and this might resonate with you, is, and by the way, say hello, because I want to know there's people watching and I want to know if you have any questions. So feel free, or if you think I'm saying something that resonates with you, please put it in the comments. So that would be great. And if you're watching on replay, I'll shut up now. Okay, so low confidence kind of presents itself in so many different ways. How do you know that you need to improve your self-confidence? Because there will be certain situations that you are in where you're thinking, God, I'm not being who I want to be. I'm not saying what I want to say, or I'm not doing what I want to do because something's getting in the way, and you're saying, it's my self-confidence. And sometimes we interpret people who are quiet or shy as not having confidence, but actually there's a lot of very quiet people I know who are incredibly confident. They just choose when they want to speak and choose when they don't want to. And then some of those loudest people, you think, they're full of self-confidence. Actually aren't. It's just a mask. So I'm going to go into that more, but really what I want you to think of through this whole session is, in what situations do you wish you had more confidence? And if you could put that in the comments, that will really help me with my direction of this live, because then I'm not just kind of trying to guess what scenarios you might be in. Where do you want to, is it at work? Is it in your body confidence, how you feel about yourself when you're in social situations? Is it with your partner? Do you have difficulty being confident, sort of exposing your body? Do you have difficulty being confident in meetings where there's people who are potentially senior to you and you're like, and all of those situations are affected by different things. Okay, but what tends to go over them both, sort of as an umbrella over them all, is that kind of doubt that we have in ourselves, that lack of self-belief, that confidence where you are not saying to yourself, I can do this, or I'm okay. You go, I better not say it. That fear of public speaking or things like that, and trust me, for someone, I get it. I absolutely get it. It took me ages just to get videos on Facebook, and, we watch videos. It takes a lot of guts for me to be here talking to you. And that's, now I'm doing it, it's easier, and it takes a little bit of practice, but like most things, it's that fear of the unknown. So the second thing I want you to sort of really think about is, in those situations you wish you were more confident, what is it that you're saying to yourself that's affecting your confidence? What is it those little voices that are saying? Are they saying something along the lines of, you better not say anything, or you might not be right, or who's going to listen to you? And that is the sort of naggingness, or, that brings us down and makes us less confident. So it's less about being confident and more about actually removing that negative inner voice and focusing on promoting. Well, you can't remove a negative inner voice. We can quiet it down by making that cheerleader within you, that one of you saying, go for it, girl. Instead of sounding American, I sounded right, Devon, then. So it's really about promoting that positive voice, and that's going to be much more helpful, and that's what's going to get you results. So first, focus on the areas that you want to be confident. And second, what is it you're saying that's affecting your confidence? If it's being sort of body confident, what is it, what they think of me? Better not wear that top. It's a bit like boobs come out, or, whatever it is that you're saying, better not sort of, I don't look good in that photo. Can't show my arms. There's always something that's sort of trickling under the water that we don't really want to notice. Okay. Because the reason I'm asking you to focus on that is because what we're going to be able to do is learn how to complement it by raising the voice there. So the reason I'm asking you to think about the places that you are struggling with confidence, because I know, like that there are places you are confident. And that's what I want you to think about. Think about places or times when you have felt really good about yourself and really proud and happy just being you. It might have just been a day at the beach where you're just watching with your kids and thinking, yeah, this is nice, I'm a good mum. Or it could be a time when you've actually got an award, or you got a certificate, or you passed your grade 5 flute when you're at school. It could be anything where you felt good about yourself for being you. You've achieved something and reinforced that. And what we're going to do, you might be really confident that you're really good at watching TV even. That's my skill. I'm really good at sitting down. But you're confident you can do that well. You have the skills, you know how to do it, and that is giving you confidence in what it's doing. You might be a good cook, or you might, I don't know what it is. When you're on replay, tell me what you're good at. What is it you're confident that you do well? And there is going to be one thing. And if you go, I can't think of one thing, you can. Okay, there is a time in your life where you have felt proud of being you. And the reason I'm asking you to think about that, if we can think about the time we were confident, we can learn how we do confidence. And we can use those skills and pull them to places where we're not. Okay, and that's same thinking style. So I'm thinking about a client who was really confident riding. He rode and he was felt free. He felt he was in control. He was kind of making movements, and that's where he felt his strongest. And what we did was kind of I found a bit like a TRex. What we did was get that sort of skill set, that mindset, that behavior, and applied it to places where he was less confident, so that he had those skills, that belief, and put it in a confident sort of mindset. So when he was and his problem was being in a meeting with a boss and having really valid ideas, but having a fear that he would get knocked down. We're going to talk about fears in point 4. So point 1, when you need to improve your confidence, think about when you have been confident, when you have felt good about yourself, and apply it to that place. Because you are capable of being confident. And actually, it's just what we're doing on our head. No one gives you a pill and says, here you are, this is going to make you confident. It's something we generate. It's something we create. And you do it wherever you want. You could be walking down the street and you're got staying alive in your head, staying alive, and just feeling good about yourself, and just change it up. So that's number 1. In order to know how to improve your confidence, you have to really connect to what being confident feels like, and knowing when you've got it, because that's the clarity part. Because how do we know we've got it if we don't know what it feels like? So 1, what do you think when you're confident? How do you feel in your body different? How does it feel in your gut? That kind of mind-body connection. And how do you respond to things differently when you're confident? Do you sort of say, yeah, no, I'm entitled to say what I want to say. My opinion's valid. But when you're in other places where you're feeling less confident, you go, oh, better not say that. I might be wrong. So actually, it's about just applying that mindset. You're entitled to an opinion, and you can apply it anywhere. Right, number 2. And this one's a good one. Don't compare yourself, because you're probably going to come off worse. Whatever we do, when we compare ourselves to someone, what we do, our subconscious brain has a really good capacity for putting us worse. It's that simple. We'll come off worse. Unless you're incredibly confident or a bit arrogant or a bit of a sociopath, you're going to compare yourself to someone and come off worse. I mean, there will be times you look at a homeless person, you think, oh God, I feel for that person. And there's, you don't feel worse than them because you know they're in a really difficult place. But what I'm talking about, when we're comparing ourselves to our peers, to other mums, to colleagues who seem to have it all going on. They're a great mum and they've got a tidy house and they're really like full makeup and an amazing husband, or, whatever you do, we're filling in the blanks, and we're filling in the blanks with things we don't know. And also they might tell us stuff or they might not tell us their problems, and we fill in the blanks. So when you're in a situation and you're thinking, I'm not feeling confident, a lot of it might be comparison, that, oh, I should be saying this, or someone who is worthy would be saying that. And we need to create a balanced view, saying, yeah, I can compare myself and think they're better or they're the same. But instead you can promote yourself and say, I'm just as good. And you know what? Considering this is just going on in your head and no one's going to hear it, let's say, yeah, I'm better. Not in an arrogant, I'm better than everyone kind of way. I'm better. I'm really good. I can do this kind of way. Does that make sense? Difference. Because you won't be great at everything. You will be learning some things. You will be making mistakes, and you're not perfect. And that's okay. Okay? Because if we're aiming for perfection and we're not there, no wonder we haven't got any confidence, because we're never going to be good enough. Yeah? 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 So why don't we lower our expectations and say, my best is good enough, and that is how I compare myself. Now, there's a whole load of stuff in coaching and positive personal development that you should only judge yourself on your own values. I say, don't judge yourself at all. I say, just know that your best is good enough. The problem is when you're saying, I'm not doing my best, because you're setting these really high expectations and you're thinking, if I'm doing my best, that's where I'll be. It's about bringing it back to here, now, present. My best right now is right now being here with you talking, and my best is getting better over time. Tell me if I'm wrong. My videos were rambling 45-minute ones before. Now they're getting a little bit more to the point, a little bit, still a bit rambly, but I'm getting better every time. Okay. So I really want you to think, okay, how do I get a balanced view and not compare myself to what I should be doing, what other people are doing, and not create that sort of judgment. Okay, because when you create judgment, you're going to create doubt. And when you create doubt, you're going to probably come off worse. This is number 3. To actually, that firefighting. I don't do a lot of firefighting because there's so much out there. But in this situation, it applies, because when we are like, we're anxiety, we're doubtful, I want to say something, I can't, this meal's crap, and I don't want to say, yes, it's lovely. I want to say it's rubbish, but I'm a bit embarrassed. That fear of social judgment, that's when you breathe. Okay? Because when we get a bit scared or we lack confidence, we do brace position, which we're going to go in like this, and we're going to protect ourselves, and our breathing's going to get shallow. Okay? When we're feeling better about ourselves, look at my boobs go. Okay, we're going to breathe. You're going to take a deep breath, and you're going to get a chance to get that oxygen to your brain to rebalance everything. And then you're going to bring it back to normal, because when you are in situations where you're doubtful, you're going to go into brace. And it's going to, meetings particularly. So if you can stand up, or if nothing else, just roll your shoulders in a meeting or something like that. In situations like a photo, then you're like, oh God, I don't want to take a photo of me. I've got to get my position right. I've got to suck him. Roll your breath, take a deep breath, and just tell yourself it's going to be okay. I'm okay. It might not be great now, but I'm going to be okay. Okay. Because what we're doing is we're taking control, we're balancing our brain chemistry, and we're getting it back into perspective. And that's kind of verging into the anxiety area, but it's about bringing it back to, because when we're lacking confidence, and we want to be stronger, we're going to start creating that anxiety loop. I should be, I want to be. And what we're doing is rebalancing it, saying we can, and I will, and those things. And so many people go, oh, what's the worst that could happen? And I think let my brain go. I can think of loads of horrific things that could happen. And since I became a mum, that ability to picture worst case scenario just went massive. So what I'm going to say is, don't say to you, oh, what's the worst could happen? They shout at me, they sack me, my kids hit me. Tell yourself, what's the best that could happen? What's the best result that I would like to happen? You're in a meeting. I want to say, this isn't right. Your ideas aren't going to work. And you want to say that, but you're thinking, oh, better not. What's the best that can happen? They say, okay, well, tell me why. Let's not prepare ourselves for the worst. Let's prepare ourselves for the best, because then we're creating that confidence mindset. So that was point number 3. I actually wrote them down so I could read them today, because every week I've been just scribbling my notes down. I'm like, what should I say? Okay, so number 4. This is the not creating the fire thing. This is about actually constantly drip feeding that confident, positive mindset, and not positive, happy, positive, I'm good enough. I'm okay. Everything will be all right. I will find a way. And it might be shit right now, but it's going to get better. I will find a way through. That kind of inner sense of security we're looking to create, because what we're doing, if you look at your value sheet that we did a couple of weeks ago, when we are knocking our confidence, when we are knocking ourselves, it's to keep us safe. If I think the worst about me, then it's before anyone else can. Okay, and then I'm safe, I'm protected, because I've already knocked myself, so that's okay. Does that make sense? Has anyone ever done that? If you've done that when you said, oh, if I tell myself I'm the worst, then I'm prepared in case someone else tells me I'm not good enough. As a mum, definitely, I feel that. And as an employee to a degree, that makes sense. So what we need to do is find a way, and I call this toothbrushing, when toothbrush gratitude, but I also call it toothbrush thinking, where you just tell yourself, what am I really good at? What am I great about? What makes me happy to be me? And it could be 1, 2 things. I was talking a couple of weeks ago about me really grateful that I can do Amazon, subscribe and save. That gives me the confidence to say, yeah, I'm a good mum, I'm a good wife, I'm a good house manager. So that when I'm kind of saying, oh, I haven't done that right. Oh, I need to do this. Actually, I'm doing a lot right, because especially running this business, we walk up a hill, we're walking up the mountain. How often do we turn around on our ledge and say, look how far I've come. Look at what I've done every day. So I really want you to drip feed that. And it has to be a conscious thing, because you've had years and years and years of years and years of drip feeding that you're in some way that you're not good enough, you should be better. And it might not be like that intense, like depression level, but there will be, because in British culture, there's not a lot of people sort of saying, you're brilliant just as you are. Oh, wow. There's a lot of that kind of inner, can't say we're great, because that's not humble. And in order to be good, we have to be modest and humble. And that's the right way to be. No, it's not, because no one hears this stuff that's going on in your head, only you. And so you can say you are the best mum in the whole world. You can say you are the most attractive person. You are beautiful. You're not putting it out there. You're telling it to yourself. And that is okay. Okay. So let's keep thinking. I want you to think of 3 statements, 3 words that resonate with you. If you've done the vision task from last week, there should be words. One of my clients, for me, it's amazing. That's my word. I'm amazing. You probably heard me say that. Well, what 3 words are you going to use that really keep drip feeding that you are doing your best, and that's good enough, and in fact, you're really, really good? Which is, one of my clients was wonderful. I'm wonderful. Wonderful doesn't do it for me. Wonderful was like, ugh. some people, what are yours? Share your words, because you're going to have something that you're going to keep drip feeding yourself. By the way, I am trying to keep these videos a lot shorter because I was conscious they're rambling. So I'm going to try and keep them sort of around half an hour, no more. Okay. Because we're busy in the whole nature of stress-free life. You don't want to be stressed. You want to be doing the stuff you want to do. You want to be applying this stuff, don't you? You know, like, okay, first thing you're going to do when you go away from this video is what? Yeah, you're going to think of 3 words that you're going to drip feed to yourself. And you might go, oh, God, that's stupid. Like, that's going to give me confidence. Bianca, really? It works. It really does. Do it. Do it. Prove me wrong. You know, get the confidence to prove me wrong, because everything I do works. I haven't had any clients who have gone, yeah, it hasn't worked. I haven't, because if it hasn't, well, actually, the words thing always works. Always, always works. Because what you're doing, whether you believe it or not, doesn't matter. Okay, it works. The last one, number 5, is face the fear. Okay, fear, there's an acronym which is false evidence appearing real. Face that fear, because it's not real. Whatever you're saying to yourself that is stopping you being confident, that is being the best version of yourself, that is putting you down, face it. Okay, yesterday I was talking about how we need to overcome those fears. We need to push ourselves out of those comfort zones, because then we start seeing reality, not imaginary kind of world where if we do this, something bad will happen. If someone sees that photo of me with my big fat arms, they're going to laugh at me. No, they're not. Okay, it's all those things. And there's some of my stuff where I was like, oh, I can't have my photos taken of my arms, they're bad. So what we want to do is not leave it lingering, because every time you let your self-doubt win and let your self-questioning and your what ifs win, you're going to knock your confidence down even more, and it's a bigger hill to climb. And what we're going to do is start developing confidence by pushing ourselves out that comfort zone, doing things that are uncomfortable, not hard. People go, oh, it's really hard to go on a diet. No, it's not. It's just uncomfortable. And every time we do it, it will become easier. And it will become easier for you. Okay? So, and no matter what the outcome, when you push yourself out of the comfort zone, you praise be yourself, which is, I don't care what the result was. I'm really proud of myself for pushing myself out of the comfort zone, for trying my best, and give yourself that feedback. So you go to a restaurant, you complain about the meal and you really don't want to. You want to say it's nice. And you say, actually, it's really not cut in your heart. I'm like, oh, what will they think of me? They're going to think I'm the big moaner. Oh, another moaner customer. Oh, no. Oh, I don't want to ruin it for my partner or my kids, or I don't want to make a fuss. Whatever it is, you say, no, actually, I do, because this isn't unacceptable. Whether they give you a refund or not, whether they take it nicely or go, oh, the shift says it's fine. Whatever the outcome is, isn't the point of this activity. The point is pushing yourself and praising yourself for your success in that. Because every time you do that, you're going to create that positive feedback loop that says, it's not that bad, actually. Actually, it's all right. This confidence thing isn't so hard after all. All I have to do is believe I'm good enough. All I have to do is believe in myself. And then it becomes a hell of a lot easier. Okay? So give yourself that praise, just like you would if you saw your kids trying something new. You know, if you saw your kids, or you saw someone else's kids, or you saw a friend pushing themselves. You wouldn't say, oh, they're on a diet. Oh, they had a packet of crisps, but they said they're on a diet. That's not very good. You'd look at all the fact that they've been eating healthily and trying for the last couple of weeks. Well done for that. So you had a packet of crisps, not a big deal. Does that make sense? How you can change your tone by not making it such a big deal, by not creating this big importance on it, by creating the importance on you and your responses. Let's not let that self-doubt win. Let's focus on what we're doing really quite well already. So number 1, where do you want to improve your confidence? And really think about, how would it look? How would it feel? What would you say? What would you think to be confident in that place? And we also can, I won't go into it now, but in NLP, we do this sort of visualization where we kind of create a superhero. Maybe I'll do it another couple of weeks down the line. Number 2, don't compare yourself. Let's not do the filling in the blanks. Let's not make everyone doing everything better than us. You know, everyone, for being a life coach, everyone has got their own stuff to deal with. What you see on the outside, that's not, isn't what's going on the inside. That just came out completely wrong, but you know what I mean. I want you to know that you're damn good at some stuff, and I really don't want you to compare yourself. I want you to create your own, actually, I don't compare. I don't judge myself. I don't judge other people. I'm okay being me. That. 3, when you're in those situations where you're lacking confidence or feeling self-doubt, breathe. Create that confidence. Create that balance. Step back. Readjust. You can do this. 4, remind yourself, drip feed yourself every day what you're doing well, what you're doing good, what's making you proud to be you. And 5, face the fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. Face it, challenge it, push yourself through those uncomfortable positions so that every time it becomes easier when you're in those situations. There you go. I was going to say something, but I'm not going to waffle about it anymore because I think I've given you enough to go away with. I hope you found this useful. Please put in the comments what you found useful, what your fear is, what your looking areas of your life you want to be confident in. Just choose one. If you can think of about 100, just choose one, okay? Because that's what we're going to focus on. Oh yeah, next week is managing difficult people. You know, those really awkward people in your life, whether it's your kids, whether it's your partner, whether it's your boss, whether it's just whoever, how we can manage them, respond to those people who just get on your goat. Okay, I look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.